Everybody wants to live like the Joneses, right? They got the nice car. Let me get the nice car. Focus on yourself. Forget about everybody else. Nobody pays your bills. Nobody pays your rent. Nobody does none of that. Focus on you. Set up a game plan. Set up your goals. 2020 is around the corner. So, good morning, guys. How's everybody doing?
Awesome.
Fantastic, fantastic. Obviously, we're literally midway through December already. Clearly, obviously it's full-blown Christmas. It's literally in a week and a half?
12 days.
And in 12 days, technically, it's Christmas. So obviously, it's the most wonderful time of the year. It's the most cheerful time of the year. It could also be the most stressful time of the year in reality. There's a lot of people out there, obviously, things kind of slow down for my business owners. It could be for people, for families that obviously are in a very tight budget. So nevertheless, as joyful as this time is, it could also be a very stressful time. And even though, so with that too as being as well, also, for people out there that are trying to fix their credit, it could also be very stressful as well, because obviously, we have certain goals. We want to go ahead and achieve certain things for 2020. We probably, for you guys out there, and I've been obviously preaching this, especially to my team with regards to preparation. The number one thing that actually, for me personally, that I feel, especially in business, that kind of, you go through cycles or you go through waves is because of preparation. Same thing that I always tell my sales staff. If we don't have a consistency, if we don't have a plan, because again, and goals that we have. As a matter of fact, last week I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was in a financial training course or class, and it was all about that. It was all about goal setting. Yep. It's all about just getting everything that you have in your mind as to what you want to go ahead and achieve, but putting it down on paper. If you're not putting it down on paper, then these are just wishes. It's like a Christmas list, right? We want to go ahead and clearly our kids, they make a list and they send it over to Santa. But it's something that, but us as adults, if we're not putting that list together, how are we gonna get that? How is that gonna come together? Because at the end, it's kind of more or less the same thing. We tell our daughters, we tell our sons, right? What do you want for Christmas? What do you want to go ahead and what do you want Santa to bring you? It's kind of like, what do you want the universe to bring you as an adult? What do you want? What do you want to achieve for next year? And then it's kind of like, it's easy for us to go ahead and give our kids a pen and paper for them to go ahead and write down their wish list. But then for us, it's kind of like we put all that stuff to the back burner. We kind of like put that to the side, and it's like we don't even thrive to like, what? Let me come up. Let me write this down. Let me make sure that what I want gets done. And then what's the plan? What's the execution? What is going to be my next step? I'm going to go ahead and take over the last week of this month off. And it's not going to be a thing that I'm going out on vacation. Actually, to me, it's going to be vacation, because it's going to allow me to reflect on this year. It's going to allow me to write stuff down, to kind of everything that for these last few weeks that I've been more or less planning for the business, going over the budgets, going over my overhead, going over my expenses, setting down the goals for next year. All that's going to get finalized through the last week. So in a sense, even though that I'm taking a week off, it's just a plan. Because again, it's so cliche, and we talk about this all the time. People don't plan to fail, but they fail to plan. Yep. But it's the truth. Because if we're not sitting down, we're not reviewing these goals, and whatever goals that we're looking to go ahead and achieve, once we go ahead and we get to that goal. Because I had a lot of goals 2018 for 2019. And some of them got done, some of them got met, and some of them didn't. We ended up moving, even just to throw it out there.
I told you.
I knew I was gonna get hurt.
I told you.
I got bummed not to say something. But again, it's been a wonderful year. It's been a lot of ups and downs. We've had a lot of great things. Whatever's happened in the past, let's leave it in the past. I was literally having a conversation this morning with my wife, because again, every action has a reaction. Mm-hmm. Every decision that I personally, Justo, has made, it's manifesting itself now. It's having a course now. So it's like we know where we've been, and it's that saying too, if you don't know where you've been, you have no idea where you're going. Because again, if you don't check yourself, if you know what you've done in the past and that hasn't been working, and going back and tying this to the credit repair aspect of it, if you know you had an account, that the account you're maxed out, because it happens all the time, especially now, and this is where the pressure comes. It's the end of the year. We want to buy gifts. We want to go on vacation. Things have slowed down. Maybe they're going to go ahead and we're going to be closed for a week at work. I'm not going to get that bonus. All these things happen. But if we would have been planning from June, July, if we would have been planning from September, October, then maybe we wouldn't feel this stressed. Maybe we wouldn't feel the pressure. But it goes back to the same thing. We have to learn from our mistakes, and if we don't, then we're prone to fail again. We're going to start off 2020 on the wrong foot. So it's just like everything else. You know what? If I know that I have a credit card and that credit card's maxed out, you best believe you should be cooking. You should be eating ramen noodles every day, possibly, to try to pay off these debts. But you know what? There's so many things going on. The holidays. Obviously, we just went through Halloween. We went through Thanksgiving. Now we're here. And then, there's birthdays. There's all these other types of events, end of the year events, Christmas shows, plays, dances, buying costumes, and it's like everything's so overwhelming. But that's why we have to plan for this, guys. So 2020, it has to be a different year. It will be a different year for myself. These are checkpoints that we have to take within ourselves. And if we're not checking ourselves as to where we're spending, how we're indulging or overindulging on things that, you know what, at the end, don't even have merit. And for me, personally, I've made a lot of mistakes this year. I honestly have, and that's okay. My intent right now, which has been for the last few months, is trying to regroup, trying to recompose myself, put my goals back in order. And very, very, very important, be held accountable. Be held accountable by your spouse. Be held accountable by a friend. Be held accountable by your mentor, by your coach, by your health coach, by your life coach. Because 2020 is among us. And we're going to have goals again, just like we had this beginning of this year. And a lot of people tend to what? We set up all these goals after the first 2-3 weeks of the year. We start the gym real fast. We start the gym real good and everything's great. And then all of a sudden, we stop going. We can't. It's consistency. And we all have it one way or another. Some people's situations are more exposed because of whatever it is, or they're more in the limelight, or maybe it's more detrimental to an extent, but we all got it. Either you're in the game of life, you're being pressured, and when you're pressured, it's because you're growing. When you're failing, it's because you're growing. You're being brave. You're taking the next step. You're being bold. You're being courageous. You're taking the next step. Even taking the next steps in a credit repair program like ours. That is bold. Is it going to work? Is it not? Am I giving it the level of attention that it deserves? Because a lot of the times, and it's happened to me this year, you guys know with my other stuff, my other private stuff that I'm going through, my whole situations with these people. And at the end, I didn't give it the level of attention that needed, and I failed. And you know what? It's going to happen. How important is this to you? How important is change to you? How important is development to you? And if you don't hold yourself accountable, and if you don't have the support, you don't surround yourself around positive people that want to help you succeed, that are encouraging you, not the crabs or on that quicksand. You want to be stern. You want to be sat on a rock. And it's going to be hard, and it's not going to be easy, because change is not easy. Being around friends and all of a sudden you know you got a diet. You know you can't eat that. You know you got to order the salad. And it's hard. You know, when people are talking about finances, People don't talk about finances. Only when you're like, you got your tax money, and all of a sudden now you think you're balling.
Now you're rich.
Now you rich for like 2 weeks, and you already thought about 6, 7 different things that you're gonna buy with that tax money. Instead of saying, you know what, I'm gonna hold this money down and I'm gonna invest in myself. I'm gonna hold this money down and I'm gonna put it in a savings account. I'm gonna open up finally my Roth IRA or my simple IRA, or I'm gonna open up a 401k now through my business or through my job that they offer it. And I'm going to put some of this money away because now I have a goal. And my goal for 2020 is to have healthy credit. My goal for 2020 is to have a better health. Out of debt. Let's make that a goal. Everybody always on social media be flaunting things that they've achieved. The new car. And I'm guilty for it. I'm guilty for it. The new chain that you bought. But nobody talks about, I just got rid of my second credit card. I just got rid of my student loan.
I got no more debt.
I just got rid of my car payment. I got no more debt. Nobody talks about that. It's like, who's getting in debt next? Who's next? And then it's like all of a sudden, because unless you had a game plan that you said, you know what, I want to buy that, and I'm going to buy that cash, and it's not going to interfere with my budget. It's not going to interfere with my lifestyle. It's not going to interfere with my finances, or I'm not going to put a stress level on something. And you started 12 months ago saving for that Louis Vuitton bag or saving for those Gucci shoes. If you don't have a budget like that, I remember back then, man, because I was kind of a freak with having 2 jobs. I started at a young age. I was talking to my kids the other day about that, and I used to have a shoebox, and my shoebox had like these index cards, and the index card had goals of things that I wanted to buy. And then it's like I would grab a paycheck, or I would grab some money, and I would split that check, or I would split that money, and I would put $5 to this one, $6 to that one, $3 to this one, and so on and so forth, so on and so forth. There's systems. I think Wells Fargo offers like budget sheets. We could get these off the mobile apps. It's good to have goals. It's good to have dreams, but are we planning for them? And that right there, guys, is for me. 2020 is going to be that. It's going to be more methodical. It's going to be more strategic. It's going to be more mindful, and it's going to be, for me personally, it's going to be an awakening. It's going to be a change, and it's going to be something that I think that if we embrace change, if we embrace a new way of us, and we awaken ourselves from that rut, from that process, because again, it goes back. We could blame it on 1,000 people. It's these people's fault. I lost my job, or this happened. But did we plan for that? Did we have a 3 to 6 months reserved? I was watching a video the other day of another person, because I love to watch videos on other people who do credit repair. And he was talking about, people use credit cards as a backup. And to me personally, credit cards shouldn't be a backup. It should be a way on how to build credit so that it could help you to do. But we tend to live like that. We tend to think that a credit card is that savings account, and it's not. Where is your savings account? That emergency fund for the rainy days when your tire blows up. And then we don't set up that. We don't set that up. And then all of a sudden, situations happen, and we pass that card. Or, my friend just bought a real nice purse, and, I got to get another purse like that too. And it's like all of a sudden, I'm going to just go buy another purse. And it's like, we try to live, what is that saying, with the Jones? Everybody wants to live like the Joneses, right? They got the nice car, let me get the nice car. Focus on yourself. Forget about everybody else. Nobody pays your bills, nobody pays your rent, nobody does none of that. Focus on you. Set up a game plan. Set up your goals. 2020 is around the corner. If you put all these goals down, like a Christmas gift, like a Christmas list, things will manifest, but you have to take action. You have to have an action plan. You have to write this down, and you have to check it. It sounds so crazy. You better check it once, check it twice, like the Christmas list, because it really is. That's exactly what that is. And if you do that, and every other time, every other month, you know what, that didn't work. Don't abandon your campaign because something didn't work out the first time. Nothing ever works out the first time. Nobody tried climbing Everest. How many people failed until the first guy did it? The 4-mile run. How many people tried it? Failed until the first guy did it. Then everybody wants to do it. It's going to happen. You're going to fail. That's just part of life. That's called strength. We don't learn from our successes. We learn from our failures. 2020, guys.